What is up, fans of the Casual Dude channel? Casual Dude here with the 5-day, 4-night Salkantay Trek journey to Machu Picchu. Without further ado, here is the footage from that trek. Very difficult to record during this trek. Here it is. Stay tuned to the end as I just give some background on a few things about the trip. I may do that in every video. I'll eventually have a video talking about pros and cons of not only the trek itself, but the company that we use and some things that we, liked and, maybe didn't like so much. Stay tuned for all that good stuff. Here we go. Roll the tape. Hey guys, Casual Dude here. And today I'm on the 5-day Salkantay Trek in Peru. It is a 5-day hike, 4-night stay, various days along the route. If you see here, this is what we have in front of us right now. Altitude is about 12,000 feet right now. We're gonna make our way up to about 13,000 today. And then tomorrow, be at about 15,000 feet. And then from day 2, we'll be working our way down. So day 2 is supposed to be the hardest. If we can make it through that, we'll be okay. Got my day pack here, and donkeys are up ahead carrying our luggage essentially, which is our sleeping gear, toiletries, and all that kind of stuff. Then getting here was certainly a journey. 2-hour van ride to breakfast. We got picked up at our hotel at about 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. And then it was a 2-hour van ride to have breakfast. And another hour and a half on some dirt roads, bumpy roads, to get to where we're at today. And it just started, and so far I definitely feel a little bit of the altitude. Mainly just from the breathing. Probably can hear it in my voice a little bit, but no headache, nothing else crazy like that. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but if it does, we're prepared. And yeah, here we are. So hope you'll join us on this journey. Hey, there's our stuff. So we actually have some chefs with us. Food is provided along the entire way. We'll be stopping for lunch, and they'll be cooking lunch for us. Eventually stopping for, at our campsite, and they'll make dinner for us there. So what's nice is we do not need to prepare our own food. They also have sleeping bags and all that for us, for sleeping, of course. And I believe there might even be some beds in some of the places we're staying, in some of the huts and the sky domes we're staying. Really excited to see what that all looks like. And this tour was, we booked it through a company called Machu Picchu Reservations. I believe that's what it's called, Machu Picchu Reservations.
Yes, nowadays in the last probably 70, 80 years, Machu Picchu is being famous, but before years ago, Machu Picchu was one of them. There were other jungle provinces. That's really good for the body, okay? Because if you are exercising so much the mouth, that's like okay, it's like something is going to go inside, but it doesn't go again.
No,
LSD?
Netherlands, no.
In Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah, all ecstasy.
Ecstasies, right?
Yeah.
Oh, ecstasy, yeah.
We got ecstasy and we have the cocaine.
Yeah.
We have our first serious uphill. Might be hard to gauge from the video, but it's serious. Well, seems to be that
Made it to the first kind of stop of sorts. And I gotta say, that shit was hard.
Kind of places to remote areas where they were not living under the control of the Spaniards anymore, and they were living for more than 500 years, still keeping with them their.
Struggling. This is hard, but one step at a time, slowly, at your own pace. That's how you make it through this.
So at this point, we made it to the peak of day one. No more uphill after this moment here. As you can see, it's quite cloudy and misty, foggy. Really can't see much. We were supposed to see a view of a beautiful lake called Wamantai, Blue Lagoon Lake. As you can see here, this is what it looks like on a regular clear day. We did get some pictures. It cleared up for honestly maybe like 20 seconds. We got some really quick photos in front of it. But we definitely didn't see it as clear as maybe some others have seen. Still was worth it, but yeah, we did not get the clearest view.
Now we are heading downhill. Visibility, not so great. The downhill is a lot easier with the breathing, but definitely a little harder on the legs. Headed to our campsite now. I think we've got maybe a little more uphill. And then we can rest.
Okay, guys, day one is complete. What do we think? Hard?
Very hard.
Ready for day two?
No. Absolutely not.
Very hard to record right now because I'm very tired. I have a headache. Just took some altitude pills, just took some Aleve, and it's time to sleep a little bit.
Thank you guys so much for watching day one of the Salkantay Trek. There will be a day 2, 3, 4, and 5 video. And at the end of all of this, I'm going to be having a video talking about this company, Machu Picchu Reservations, and just everything you need to know, not only about the company, but just about this trip in general. So, you know, we were so tired that first night, it was very difficult to film. I filmed as much as I could. Even during the hike, it was so difficult to pull that phone out and put that camera on me and to record, as simple as that is, to take a phone out of your pocket and hit the record button. When you're that tired, when you're that exhausted, when the altitude is hitting you that badly and you can't breathe very well, it's very, very difficult. So tried to provide as much footage as I could. One important note I'm sure everybody's wondering is what the price of this whole trip was. So 5 days of hiking, 4 nights, 3 meals, transportation, all of that into one. $380 was the final cost of this trek per person for everything. So regardless, you know, this was one of the cheaper companies that did this. And yet, it's, you know, I think even if you want a little bit more expensive, it's still going to be a bargain if you compare it relative to, you know, just thinking about that. 4 nights, all meals covered, all transportation, and you're being brought through these beautiful places. The price was not bad at all. I will say that at night, it was very cold in these huts. You know, in the footage, it, you know, looks very beautiful, and it really was. But what the footage does not show you is how difficult it was to sleep at that high elevation, how cold it was. Yes, we had some warm clothes that we brought. Yes, we had sleeping bags that they provided. Yes, an extra blankets and whatnot. Didn't really matter. We were cold. Those huts are not very insulated. And then also, as I kind of mentioned already, the food also made us all feel a little bit sick, and some others worse than us. Knock on wood, the whole trip, none of us got, sick. Definitely messed up our stomachs a little bit, woke us up in the middle of the night. Stomachs were rumbling. You go down to the bathroom area and, won't get into too many details, but others, you could hear other people in the bathroom and the issues that they were having. We even had somebody knock on our tent in the middle of the night and request and asked if we had any kind of medication, pills for upset stomach. So that was difficult. Luckily, that really didn't. It really was the first 2 days. We had upset stomachs, and I guess maybe we got used to it. The food also did get better as the trip went along. We were okay. But yeah, that first night it was hard to sleep. It was hard to again record before we fell asleep, and it was cold. But honestly, had the energy. Was never really tired on this trip, despite nights of not sleeping well, despite not quality sleep. The excitement of this trip will wake you up. It will get you excited, knowing that what you have ahead of you and not knowing what's ahead of you as far as what the day is going to look like. I had no issues, whereas again, back home in normal life, I could sleep better than I do here, and I'm more tired because we have mundane lives and days that are rinse and repeat, pretty much the same. This was very exciting, and I can say that I had no issues waking up. We went to bed probably around 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m. It's dark by about 7. So it feels dark. It feels like the day's over. And then you end up waking up around 5 a.m. And then the staff will wake you up around 4:35 a.m. with some coca tea. A couple other things about the hike. This first day, the uphill, it is tough. It is very tough. It wasn't just me in the video. I am somebody who is a moderate hiker. I'm not some crazy hiker. If we've got a free weekend, we may go on a hike, 2, 3, 4 hour hike. But this was very difficult. You do need to be prepared for this hike. You do need to be in shape and ready. There's not much that you can do to get ready for the altitude other than arriving to Cusco at least a few days early to prepare yourself and get acclimated. My first day in Cusco, when we landed, I was a wreck. I couldn't breathe. My main symptom was shortness of breath. I didn't have a headache. I didn't have stomach problems. I couldn't breathe. I really couldn't breathe. It was so difficult. I'd walk 10 feet and I literally was out of breath. And again, I'm a cardio person. I'm an outdoor person. I do outdoor activities, and yet here I am really struggling. I was even doing high intensity interval training, which I think did help me prepare for this. But yet it was still really, really difficult. As soon as I landed in Cusco, I felt it. And I thought I was being psychological a little bit, but no, I definitely felt it, and it just got worse. And then even that night, that first night in Cusco, I couldn't sleep. I literally could not sleep. I would wake up gasping for air in the middle of the night. I told myself, I said, I don't know if I can do this hike in a few days. We landed a couple days prior to going out and doing this hike. I said, how am I going to recover this quickly? We did get medication, we did get pills, but I think it was a combination of that and my body just adapting super quickly, because the next day I was so much better. I was like 70% better. And then by the next day, which was when the hike was, I was like 100% better. You still feel the altitude, but I didn't have that sickness. There's a difference between feeling the altitude and being sick from the altitude. And I was sick from the altitude. Day one, definitely sick from it. I couldn't do anything. Got better, get medicine, get there early, get there at least a few days early. I personally use the Peruvian pills that they recommend. They have that, and they have like your typical aceclomycin. I'm going to say the name wrong, but it's the typical altitude medication that you can get here in the States and various other countries. I went with it. The Peruvian people recommended this Peruvian medication. They said, this is what we really recommend for the altitude. And I took their word, and they were right. It really helped me. I know others in our group didn't want that. They wanted what they knew. I took the risk and went with what they recommended. I figured they're from this area. They're from the land. They know what tourists are going to need. And they were right for me. It really helped me. So yeah, so that's the end of day one. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm going to have another video that walks through kind of all the pros and cons of this whole experience, but hope you guys are enjoying, and stay tuned for day 2. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.